This information received that two male Negroes on motorbikes with walkie-talkie in the vicinity of 5900 block.
And anybody where they can go, we draw the line here. Listen, peep my position. I spit in halted decisions, my mental grips and conditions. The essence of what this game is.
DeadHipHop, Salem Psalms. We're at the joint. Sitting here with Smif-n-Wessun. What's good, y'all?
Peace, man. I'm, you know, I just had to come through, show my little respect to the people there. You know, we talk over the phone and all that, but I had to come through, man. I felt compelled. Plus, I brought some family with me. You know, my brother Mike Handz.
Salute.
Marley G.
What's up?
And this brother over here, very persistent brother over here. You know, very hardworking brother. He got a semi-auto. You know, we out here like it's a lot of family members, and we've been like away from ATL for a minute. See, I got family calling me right now. This is live. You know what I'm saying? Here, talk to that homie, man.
You know, I was thinking about this earlier, like when they told you were coming through, and I just remember when you guys made your debut on that Black Moon, like in 1993, right? I was like 17. Then, you know, Shining 95, right?
94, that was 94.
Yeah. So I was like, man, that's kind of crazy, like thinking back to like when, you know, as me just listening to it, just as a fan, just enjoying the shit that was dropping. Like, for you guys, looking back, like how does it feel to like how people like look upon that shit as like a classic? Because you guys were just doing what you do, right? So now it's just heralded as like a staple in hip hop. Like, how does that feel?
It's great, man. It's a great feeling, you know, to be appreciated for your work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To touch people like that, like you met people through music. You know,
right.
It's almost like when we meet each other, we have a real relationship, like we've known each other. And that vibe it's pretty dope. It's genuine. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's overwhelming, you know, but it's like to be a part of the greats is always a blessing, man.
So you guys dropped that EP.
On the Rage.
Yeah. Last December, man. Like, what's in the works like now? Like, what you guys working on? Like, anything in the works now?
Yeah, man. We you know, we coming on that 20-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? Of the Shining.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's like, you know, we have a lot of things that we have on the stove right now and in the oven. Working on some visuals because we got years of footage and just trying to bring the story to the people, like even the ones that the younger people that may not be aware of Smif-n-Wessun. We want to do something special for this 20 years. So it's hard to call. You might get a double CD, you might get, I don't know. It won't be no EP, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, how was it working with Pete Rock? Like, doing an album with him? Like, have him just produce your album from front to back?
Pete Rock is a musically genius. Love that dude, man. He's a freaking weirdo, man. I love that guy.
Boy wonder.
Yo, he be knowing shit. Like, you be like, yo, man, you gonna leave that like that? Yeah, I got. I'm like, my bad. Got a method to his madness, and seeing him work is like, wow, man. It's like that's another thing, like appreciating your position in your spot. You know what I mean? It's like doing it in the '90s for us. Like we learned discipline, and we learned respect for the culture and for the cast that was doing it. It wasn't. I never really heard the word hate. You know what I mean? Niggas hating on me in '90 anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you take that chunk out. And then it's still competition, but it's a respect level amongst folk, you know. So it's great for us though, man. It's all work still, you know. Like Pete Rock has done tracks for a lot of cats. So just that be able to be in the studio with him and get to see that shit. And like you on that level, you worked hard enough to be able to fuck with a dude like this. And this shit is marvelous, man. He did his thing on that, man. You know what I mean? Like, crazy. Like, I really like all of them tracks, man. He had like some other stuff, though. I was like, yo, this dude is whack, right? Yeah. This dude is still bringing wax to the studio. Yeah. He bringing wax, SP 1200. I'm like, yo. He renting this. He's sitting there listening to records. I'm like, yo, this is. You know, this is pretty. I mean, in the age of information and internet and all that, and loop this and gigabyte here, and he was on his way.
He's still using that late '80s, early '90s technology, and it's making this shit sound just as good as today's technology.
It got to the point where we, me and Tech always hands on, like even to like naming the songs, putting the songs in order at the end of the day, like the order of the songs gotta tell the story. You know what I mean? It's like he had skits that he knew he wanted to do for certain things, so this had to come behind that, and he set it all up. Like we just was for one of the times we was able to like really be just artists. Like he made the tracks and we just got into it.
Even since the early '90s, when y'all first came out into the stage, like you had, cats, Wu-Tang and Onyx, constantly play on the radio. But I always felt like y'all was so underrated, underappreciated. Like I used to tell people, like, yo, I know people talking about, as much as I love Wu-Tang and all them, people talked about them. I'm like, yo, you need to hear this Into the Stage joint. And like this, these dudes is like putting East Coast, giving you that other East Coast feeling that you want to feel. Cause like you cats, Illmatic, The Shining, that was like albums that I listened to where I'd be like, I feel like I'm in New York. I feel like I'm in Brooklyn. So like, y'all always felt like y'all was the underdogs or whatever? Like,
I did.
Really?
Yeah. Personally, I did. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's hard to remember the good stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you still on the field, you still working, you still trying to, maintain your position and move even further, and then bring more family. So, and as we get older, we start having more responsibility. So yeah, man, like we grind hard. That's one of the reasons I believe we still together, because we saw each other struggle through it, and then we seen cats who perpetuated success, you know what I mean, and their families broke up. I think that nobody really wanted to do that, like not over no rap shit. Like we come in, we homies, and we start rapping, and niggas just don't like each other no more. Like that shit is nuts. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like we hold our principles, like we fam. You know what I mean? It's like we know the politics. We know why they don't play certain records. Like, Buckshot said early, commercial rap, get the gun clap. It's like it's all commercial at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But some of it, it has substance and it's like food for the soul. Like when you listen to certain music, like you could put a rockin' record on right now and that shit is gonna, like one of the old joints, and everybody's gonna jam to that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of music that's being made is not really, it's like microwave shit. You know what I mean? It's not really food for the soul. You're gonna eat it might fill your belly, but it's gonna be like, you're gonna poop that out. And I'm fine, like whatever. It's not nourishing really, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I think that was the like, he Buck is before his time anyway. Mm-hmm. So but we also studied the cats before us. That's the respect level. So even growing up with like Marley G, you know what I'm saying? He was running with one of the illest crews, Little Nigga. Murderation. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, across the water, these cats is loud over there. You know what I mean? So it's like we respected the competition, and it was a camaraderie, because we're not battling each other. So it's like it's always work to preserve, the thing that you're trying to make indelible in the world.
Do you feel like that's something that's missing now? Like these guys that's out now, like they're not really going back and like studying like the guys before them.
That shit is scary, bro.
Yeah,
that shit is scary. Like it seems like some cats don't even want to know. Like I'm not even talking about artist wise. You know what I mean? It's like you'll hear sometimes you hear like fans say, I don't listen to nothing from the 90s. You know what I mean? It's like I listen to shit from the 60s, dude. Right. Like I wasn't in the 60s, but I listen to that shit. Yeah. I listen to Latin music. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Caribbean music. Like how would you limit yourself? Mm-hmm. And you talking about music, so you only gonna listen to trap music? You only gonna listen to drill music? Cause you from here, that's all you gonna listen to? I think you limit yourself. Mm-hmm. It's sad, it's scary, because you stuck and you don't even realize it. Yeah. I mean, man, that shit is scary, man. Man, I mean, you think about we grew up to certain music, and then you know, in our little separation and being on the streets trying to figure it out, we went back to this shit and utilized it to make $1 billion business. Like we did that. Nobody's came and gave us a pill, an idea, said, yo, you know what you guys need to do? Do this. They gave us crack though. We survivors and we always trying to do something, make it better or whatever. So this thing that we do well, you know what I mean? This is our weapon. It's dangerous. I mean, it's threatening some people. So you can be a conspiracy theorist and say, maybe guys want to promote music of no substance, so all you got to do is think about partying, banging your head all day long, and buy this, spin. You don't really own shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're making the bulk of the money because we're just taking your product and cataloging your shit. You think about dudes like Biz Markie, right? Biz Markie got sued for all that. You know, all them samples that he used. You think about De La Soul. Like, these are cats who got an amazing body of work, but they can't make no bread off it because of the samples and all that crazy stuff. No label's gonna put it out. They put their whole catalog out free.
Yeah,
everybody wanted that shit. I mean, you probably got the CDs already, but you still downloading.
Still trying to get it. Yeah.
And then what they did was create a better product. Because now they're gonna have like, yo, here, take this book with all the pictures and drawings and shit that you ain't even really know dudes do, and now it's making you respect what they do, and whatever they put out next, you're gonna buy that shit.
It's so important what he's saying about this arrogant era that we're in, this arrogant generation that we're in, of lack of homage, because it's like. They really live like they weren't born or bred. They live like they fell out the sky into this position.
They hatched.
There's no lineage at all.
Where you think where it happened? Like where it started?
The truth is, they feel like there's nothing behind them. If you look at it on a short-term level, is from a parental or at-home situation or big brother situation, and even me, like in the street, I take responsibility for certain aspects of the fact that maybe I could have snatched up a few more little homies around my way and go to the store or smack them in the back of the head like they did me. You dig what I mean? But we was too busy trying to get our footing right that you ain't really paying attention because it ain't really in your house, or it's not really, you know. So when you got somebody that feels like there's nothing behind me or no one behind me, why should I act like there's something behind me or anyone behind me? So as far as they know, it start with me and I'm moving forward. And anything I can make happen is on me, I'm moving forward. So if they ain't got, you know, the most high in a situation, at least, or anything else, they have nothing to blame their existence on as far as they're concerned. You dig? So we lie and say we don't understand it. We understand it on certain levels, but it's just, you have the other side of the coin where you got certain people that just have respect for as much respect for their back as they have for their front. You know what I mean? Like, you got other dudes that only wear printed chest t-shirts. You got other kids that are going to get a printed chest t-shirt and something with a hit on the back. You know what I mean? And as off key as that might seem, when you think about it subconsciously, it's like you had a well-rounded respect for the canvas that you're working with. Where it's like, you know what? Somebody got to see me coming and see me going. And it's a metaphor for what life is. I tell my son when I'm raising him, like, yo, bro, I'm not telling you don't go do what you do. I did it. My parents tried to tell me left, right, left. But what I'm trying to tell you is I'm not saying don't go do it. I'm saying there's a pothole, and two low-hanging trees. So instead of running down the block, why don't you go left, go right, and duck? You still get to go down the block. You still get to do what you're doing. You just don't get the twisted ankle I got, you know, or the contusion. So, you know, it's that rite of passage age. Is something he said earlier when he was on the panel. That rite of passage is important, you know, especially with males. You know, your nuts start hanging. You start getting your Bagheera syndrome on your Simba syndrome, and you know I'm being bred to be a king, and I'm trying to find my way there, and sometimes with no instruction.
Shit, man, yo, appreciate you guys taking the time talking to us, man. Like, you know, this is why we created this show, man, to like have these open discussions, these type of forums, man. And again, you know, we do class reviews just to kind of, you know, give back and educate the kids, so as well, you know. So yeah, man, again, appreciate you guys coming through and sharing your time, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's an honor.